Hello everybody, my name's Nicola and welcome back to my channel. This is the Frugal Cottage where we talk all things money to help you on your financial journey. Today's video is May 2021 dividend income update. It's been a really good month for dividend income, so stick around and you'll see just how much I received during the month of May. Now, before I start, all of this is reinvested. I don't take this as an income yet, but I am going to talk about what bills it would cover just so you can see the plan going forward. And I have my early retirement portfolio, which is what this is based on, with Hargreaves Lansdown, and I would really recommend them as a service. The website is really easy to navigate, it's really clear. I'll leave a link below to those if you want to check that out, but let's get started. So, if you've not seen April's dividend income update, I'll leave that below, but May income is better, but the amount that I invested was a lot less just because May was so expensive as a month. For us, it always is, to be fair, so the amount invested that I could put in was lower during the month, but as you'll see, because the dividend income was better, it's still doing okay. So let's get started with these. So the first one here for the income is Aviva. So I've had Aviva in my portfolio for quite a long time now, and actually I wish in hindsight I bought a bit more. Their share price has gone up quite a lot recently, and I'd quite like to add more to my portfolio, but I'll have to just see what happens with the share price. But as a starting number, that's already pretty good. So Aviva paid £70 in dividends out during May. Bearing in mind April's total figure was only slightly higher than that, you can see that May is much better. Really happy with that figure. The next one that paid out is Lloyds Bank. So they suspended, as with most of mine to be fair, their dividends last year, but they've just kind of gone back to paying it. It is slightly lower, but they paid out £5.70. So look at the difference in numbers, but it's okay. Do you know what? It all adds up in the end. And that's the plan here. The next one that paid out is Standard Life. So again, another kind of insurance group, I suppose. And again, probably one that I would like to add to, but I haven't so far. So they paid out £36.50. And so you can see there, I've gone over the £100 mark, and that's not the final one to pay out. If I can continuously, or consistently maybe should be the better word, get over £100 a month, I will start to build that dividend income stream so much quicker. Because remember, all of this gets reinvested. So how it works is, so I have people ask, oh, well, how do you minimise fees? How many times in a month do you invest? The answer is 1 or 2 depending on the month. So if I get dividend income that's more than £100, I'll invest that when it kind of clears into my account on around the 10th of the next month. So all of this will clear next week. And if it's over £100, I tend to invest it there and then because I can invest it back into a fund that will pay out again. If it's less than £100, I leave it as cash until I then add my monthly investment, like my monthly cash, into my ISA and then lump it together and do it then. That's the way around for that. And that's just to my strategy is not complicated at all. I don't want it to be. I'm not someone who has lots of time to sit and watch the stock market. It's fairly steady, but also, yes, it does minimise fees. And the final one that paid out during May is a Vanguard fund. So the first 3 are companies, and this one is a fund. It's the Life Strategy 60 fund, and this paid out £82.68. So already you can see there the numbers are so much better. In fact, May for quite a while now, every year has been a really good income month for me. It's probably one of the ones that will hit the goal. I guess the next goal is to hit is £500 in 1 month, but we'll see. So the total for May, and this is really exciting, is £194.88. £194.88. If someone gave you that on the street, that would seem like so much money. Now, the danger with kind of reinvesting everything and not seeing this actually in my bank account is the fact that sometimes it doesn't feel like real money. And that's purely because it gets just reinvested into whatever, and I don't really see it as such. However, £194.88 would pay for our council tax, our water rates, and one of our mobile phone bills. Like, how awesome is that? They're council tax and water rates are 2 of the fixed expenditures that we have to cover every month. Obviously, mobile phones in theory would be kind of flexible, but let's be honest, they're not. But council tax and water rates, to get both of those paid off with income. In theory, remember, this is all like hypothetical. This is what we will do when we get to being able to retire early. But that number there is so awesome. It's so close to passing that £200 mark. I only have another 1 month of the year so far that goes over £200, and that is December. In fact, this year, hopefully it'll be over the £300, but so far, £194.88 is the biggest month of dividends so far for me during 2021. So yeah, so 3 different companies and 1 fund has paid out during the month. I'm just going to show you the list of the dividends versus invested cash, and then a little graph, just because you know me and my graphs, I like to do those. So here you can see it's just a little graph of how the dividend income is looking for us. Obviously, this is a really kind of disappointing kind of sight. So March I had 0, but you can see there. So it's a nice kind of, the numbers are not looking bad, are they? And it's so close to hitting that £200 mark, which I think is so exciting. I just feel like even when it feels like you have very little to invest, if you just keep going with the system of consistently investing in what you believe in over time, because I have so many questions about why do you do dividends and not growth? And yeah, I get that growth is good, and in theory I kind of am doing both, because so many of my holdings have also increased in value. Some haven't, but some have. But there's nothing more kind of concrete for my own investment strategy than earning numbers like this on a monthly basis and reinvesting those. So the final thing I'll show you is just what it looks like versus invested cash. The final thing to show you is this. It's just a different part of the same table, I suppose, but this is the month, the dividend income earned, and the invested, so the amount of cash I've put into my investment ISA. And you can see there for May, so £194.80 in dividends earned, I only managed to put in £300. Now that is very far from our target of what we should be investing each month, but you know, I've talked before on here about how our household income isn't very high, and sometimes, do you know what, it just doesn't stretch as many ways as I want it to, and that is just life, I suppose. So overall invested during May is £494.88. Again, because you know I'm going to reinvest dividends. It's not the number that we're aiming for, but it's better than nothing. And I will keep going as long as I can. And then this eventually, so the numbers here aren't correct because I've got it as a total for the entire year. If I just scroll down, this isn't correct at the moment because this here is divided by 12, and obviously I've not got all the months in there yet, but eventually this is what we're looking at in terms of getting that monthly average and weekly average and then daily average over in terms of looking at numbers to do with early retirement. So ideally, eventually, in however many years' time, this monthly average will be £1,000. But as you can see there, it's a long way off from that. But that is my dividend income in a nutshell there for May 2021. It is a lot better than previous months. It's the highest month for 2021 so far, and I'm going to say that because I think December should be a lot better. But we will see. This is how it's looking. How are your dividends looking? Did you get any dividend income in May? Let me know in the comments below. I love talking to people about their own dividend investment journeys. As always, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you again very soon.